Okay, this will be my very first introduction on the YouTube channel. Starting out my webisodes, or we can call it my journal, but basically just me talking, me doing a little bit of a vlog on myself and my journeys. Keisha the Chemo Coach. Okay, so I guess the way we should start it off is we should just start off by saying what my story is. Before we, as time go on, we're going to discuss all types of matters. We're going to discuss all types of cancers, not just breast cancer, not just metastatic. We're going to discuss all types of things, not just chemo, not just radiation, any and everything that comes up through my inboxes or through my DMs or whatever. But my name is Keisha. I call myself the Chemo Coach because I was diagnosed with late stage breast cancer in 2010, July 28th to be exact, 2010. I was 32 years old, so I was on the younger end. It was aggressive, so my doctors was wondering why it was so aggressive, even though we all know now that African American women, when diagnosed, they tend to get a more aggressive strand. But I'm also genetic to cancer, which means I'm BRCA1. It's BRCA1 or BRCA2. I'm BRCA1. Normally that attaches to the breast and as well as the ovaries, more so. And it's genetic to my family, my paternal side of the family. It's so much, that I could discuss in reference to that, but I was diagnosed in 2010. Late stage, scared as can be, didn't know a thing about cancer, didn't know a thing about getting treatment, didn't know what chemo was, radiation was. They was talking double mastectomies, lumpectomies, oophorectomies, hysterectomies. I didn't know what anything was. The only thing I knew is that I had 4 children, and every time I look at TV, whenever somebody's sick or they say they're going to die, it's always from cancer. So that's the way I equated cancer. I said that meant you're gonna die. So Keisha, obviously that means you're gonna die, because also they say it's only 4 stages, and they're telling you, in the very beginning they told me I was 3B, but then as time went on, they're telling you you're late stage. They're telling you you're 4. So it didn't travel to your lymph nodes. It didn't left the breast and went somewhere else. So if it's only 4 stages and you're at the last, then Keisha, you're most likely not going to make it to 2012, is what I used to think. Well, it's 2017, and I'm still here. Still, taking chemo, take at home chemo now. I've maxed out on radiation, which means my body has taken the max that it's allowed to take in its lifetime. So if it decides to come back aggressively again, then because right now it's doing what they call laying dormant. If it decides to come back aggressively again, we'll have to find some type of alternative, because they don't recommend radiation for me again. I have 4 children, 2 boys, 2 girls. So that's what keeps me moving. I have family outside of that. I have my brothers, my mother, my boyfriend has been there with me the whole way, through it. We have ups and downs too, so don't think that I'm not going to talk about that as well, you guys. I'm going to talk about, having cancer and having a relationship, because the younger you are fighting, relationships can get ill. So, relationships get ill just on an everyday basis. Now you include cancer and medications and hospital stints, and not being able to pay attention to your mate the right way, losing your hair, losing your breast, your hands being numb and your feet being numb and blacking out, and all of that to it, and it can make a relationship difficult. So we're going to discuss that, throughout this journey as well. As I get questions, which I'm in my inbox every single night on Facebook, I get the occasional DM, from Instagram. I haven't quite mastered Instagram yet on that level, because, I just haven't. But on Facebook, I'm on there all the time. So as questions come up, I'll make sure to answer them. And as I'm just feeling different ways too, because what I also realized and what made me become a chemo coach was I realized that if I'm feeling it, most likely someone else is feeling the same way I'm feeling. And I also don't just coach the fighter, I coach the caregivers, the family, because I also began to realize as time went on, because I've been fighting for 7 years now, that, you don't fight alone. Hopefully, you're not fighting alone. You got caregivers that and family members that fight along with you. They're afraid, they're scared, they don't know what to do. They don't know what. So we got to give support to them as well. And I honor caregivers, I honor nurses, especially. I will say doctors first, but I honor my nurses first, to be honest with you, because man, they're everything. Shoot. And I honor the doctors, and I honor my genetics doctor and everybody else, but I honor my family first and foremost, and I honor God, and everything that He's doing for me. One thing I won't touch on a whole lot, you guys, is religion. I will occasionally talk about spirituality and faith, because I have my spirituality, and I have my faith, but I won't really touch on religion a whole lot. That's just not my bag. I prefer to be completely forthright and honest with you guys and come from my approach of it, okay? So, just for this first episode, I'm gonna give you the lowdown on me. Late stage, BRCA1. I've had a lumpectomy. I've had a double mastectomy, so I have no breast. I'll show you them later. I'll show you that, at another time. Let's get to know each other. Let's slow into this, you guys. Let's slow into it. I've had an oophorectomy, which means that my ovaries have been removed. I've had so many surgeries. I've had to have stomach surgeries. I have pseudotumor cerebri, which means a mass grows in my brain, and it's called pseudo because it's fake. But somehow or another, it grows, and I have to get the fluid drained from the side of my neck. I used to get it drained from my spine, but they've done it so often now that it's too much scar tissue back there. So now they do it on the side of my neck. So I have pseudotumor cerebri. I have Addison's disease behind it. The chemo or the cancer. They don't never like to say the chemo or the drugs did it, but the way I educated myself, the chemo or the cancer ate up my adrenal glands. So my adrenal glands, basically, your adrenal glands is like your temperature gauge in your body. It's like when you're a little kid and when you're going home and bad news or you're going to get in trouble, you get that feeling in your stomach. You're like, oh man, like I got a boo-boo or something. I don't really get that feeling. I don't have a temperature gauge, so I'll tend to black out. I get fatigued easily, which the treatments do that as well. So with the Addison's on top of it, it's just crazy. So I have those issues as well. I have a lot of family members that fought because, like I tell you, I'm genetic. So I have a ton of family members that's fought this battle as well. Closest to me is my sister Lisa, Felicia Butts. My father fought. I have aunts, uncles, cousins. My niece fought lupus, as well. My uncle Jeff just passed away. We actually buried him yesterday. I have so many friends along the way that have fought and it hasn't made it. Faith, Ebony, two Ebonies. You know what I'm saying? Ebony Bachelor, and Ebony Dickerson. Simone. I could go on forever, honestly, with the battle. I also have so many warriors that's fighting with me right now. I have people that I mentor and I have people that mentor me. Mentoring me is Dorothy, her and her husband Keith, they mentor me. Along the way and keep me grounded and just let me know that is possible that, you can fight and you can also have a healthy relationship, you know what I'm saying? But like I told you, we're going to discuss those relationships because, like I said, sometimes they can become ill. Maybe one of these days we'll get Damon in the camera as well, and he'll talk. But so just this first time, like I said, I want to do an introduction. I can run off at the mouth, so I want to do an introduction. I want to tell you who I was. I want to tell you what my battle is. Late stage, breast and the lymph nodes as well. Genetic BRCA1, pseudotumor cerebrae, Addison's disease. I have gastro issues as well now. I had a feeding tube. I ate out of a feeding tube for about a year through my nose. That's the way I ate. I've dropped a lot of weight. I was, about 300 pounds, and now I'm all of 130. So, it's been a long road for these 7 years, and I expect to go further. But what I also expect to do along the way is to help teach, guide, motivate, advocate for other people as well, that's in the battle and their families as well. So that's what this is about, okay? On Facebook, you guys can look me up. I'm Keisha Smith, the ChemoCoach, or Keisha Smith ChemoCoach. You can look me up at any time. You can find me, add me, tell me that you saw the YouTube. Subscribe to this channel. Let your friends know, let anybody else know, because we're going to have all type of topics we're going to discuss, and anything you come in the inbox and ask me, I'm going to come on here and talk about. If you want to be recognized and say, hey, I don't mind you saying my name. If you don't want to be recognized, I definitely don't talk about anything anyone talks to me about. On Instagram, I'm also Keisha Smith, or Keisha313 on Twitter. So that's two EEs on Twitter, Keisha, Keesha 313. But on Facebook, I'm Keisha, because that's how you truly spell my Smith ChemoCoach. On Instagram is Keisha, Keesha 313. So that's what the introduction I'm doing with you guys tonight. So that's the beginning of the blog, just an intro on me, where we're going to take this journey together, and we're going to fight together. And anybody, you don't just have to subscribe to me because you're a fighter. If you have a family member that's a fighter, or if you're just interested, if you have family members that have fought, if you just want to know, because awareness is everything. And again, we're not going to just stay on breast cancer or metavivors. We're going to go across the board, and we're going to also dissect this all the way through. So we're going to talk about food, and what we believe keeps us healthy through the process, what we believe don't keep us healthy through the process. We're going to talk about everything, any and everything: sex, relationships, family, depression, because Lord knows that's part of the process, the medications, everything is on the table, you guys. What you should ask your doctor, what you shouldn't ask your doctor, what is important to you, what I'm saying, through the process, what's important to me through the process. If you want to talk about your spiritual journey, we can talk about that as well. If we want to talk about why I don't talk about religion, we can talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. We're calling it Keisha the ChemoCoach, but it's really just a warrior station. So subscribe and let everybody else know to subscribe, and we're going to do this. All right? All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow night, and we'll go back to doing this again. All right, bye-bye.